Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Tilray Brands, ticker symbol TLRY. And so last week I put out a video following the trading day of February 14th, where this downtrending channel ends. And now I am recording this during market hours on Wednesday, February 21st. And as we can see, price is still residing in this channel, currently being at around $1.7677, being red on the day, down about 2%, but the candle is not yet fully formed, as you know, the trading day is not over. And so following last week's video, does look like we got a few green candles going up to the highest point of $1.92, which was actually the close. But then on yesterday, Tuesday, February 22nd, we did get a pretty big pullback going down over 6% on the day. And actually, if we do look at this pattern here, that does look like a falling three methods. It's a little sloppy because, we did rise higher than this big candle, but it does look like it is that kind of pattern, and that could suggest that there's further downside, so do prepare for that. But yeah, I just wanted to go over some levels that do stand out to me, really mainly to the downside, but also some to the upside that could be significant. But for the most part, I have gone over those before, like in last week's video when I had mentioned the 618 here, that is at a price of $1.96.5, as well as the 50% retracement at $2.07.5. So really just being in like the $2 range. I do think that's going to be a tough level to get above. But really, considering that the high here was $1.92, that is going to be a key level to get above. And then I do have this red dashed line here, as well as this red solid line, which I'll go over in a minute. They correspond to some earlier consolidation that could be acting as support. Really, I do think that we are in kind of, an area of consolidation. So I do think we will find support around current price, but I do also think there is potential to the downside, so good to be careful about that. So here I do have this faint yellow line here drawn at $1.75. I did go over that in last week's video, but here I have that drawn based on the low here, doing a Fibonacci retracement to look at an extension to the downside that could potentially serve as support later on if we do start to see a lot of bearish action. But really just below that, I do have this solid thick yellow line at $1.72, marked by this low over here from November 28th. If we do continue to go lower, hopefully $1.72 will act as support, as it had acted as a bounce level before. Hopefully we find that as support again, but currently at the price of $1.77, we did hit a low on the day so far of $1.75, which was, the low when I did the last video. So there's potential that we do get a bounce, that this is forming a, smaller scale double bottom, but like I had mentioned, this falling three methods could suggest further downside, so we might be visiting 172, so do keep that in mind. And then also, looking at the red line at $1.66, the real reason why I have that, if we do take a big step back, we did have some consolidation over here, and, corresponding with the red dashed line at $1.82, that is where we kind of saw this, cup formation with a pullback before going up, to hit these highs, $3.40. So I do think that this range is pretty significant because we did have a lot of consolidation there. And so with price trading in there, especially with this consolidation over here as well, I do think we should be finding support soon, and this can be better emphasized with the volume profile here, that we are below a lot of this consolidation that began to form around this red dashed line. But that we do still see a lot of consolidation below current price. So really coming down to this red solid line at $1.66, I am hopeful that we will find support around the current price, or perhaps at $1.66. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, I did go over in last week this purple uptrend, and so that would be getting to a price of right around $1.70, perhaps though just corresponding with this yellow solid line. So levels to keep in mind, I would say definitely 175 where we're currently at. Could be a double bottom there, then 172 or 170. If going past that level, I do think 166 could serve as kind of like a last line of defense, corresponding with a wick below this purple uptrend. If we do close below this purple uptrend, that could be bad, but if we just get a wick below to 166 and a close above, I think that could actually be really good. But if we do start to close further to the downside, below the purple uptrend, below 166, the next level that I could see us going to is really, this low here at $1.66. But, worst case scenario, kind of corresponding to that neckline that I went over in last week's video, corresponding to the possibility of this being a head and shoulders pattern, which I don't really feel like is valid. It was kind of sloppy. But based on the extension from this yellow retracement, if I just adjust the y-axis, that goes down to a price of $1.26.2 at the 1618 extension from that retracement. So if we do start to break below these levels, start to break below 161 with multiple closes below that level, I do think 126.2 would then be on the table. So do keep that in mind. But I am hoping that we are able to find support within the range of $1.61 and 175, right around where we are currently at. So I am hopeful about that, but I'm also prepared for, a dip to the 126 level. But those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video and share your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.